Welcome back, viewers. Many of the users face this issue. So, in a dual boot system with Windows and Linux installed on the same system, sometimes the NTFS partition gets corrupted. So, what happens is the NTFS partition is not enabled to boot, so it will not get mounted, and you will either the Windows will not mount, or if it is a common partition, for example, there is a say a extended partition with the NTFS, or it is a primary partition which does not contain Windows system, but it is there. It has some data of the Windows system. Suppose you have stored some files, it is a data partition, but it is formatted with the NTFS. Then the NTFS partition sometimes will not auto mount, or it will right from the beginning it will not get recognized by the system. So how to do that? So why this problem happens? So what happens is sometimes the NTFS partitions get corrupted. Corrupted means it is dirty. The dirty bit flag is on. So during the earlier operation, when it was running, there was some data pending to be returned to the NTFS partition. That data is pending to be returned. So that has locked the NTFS partition, and you won't be able to access, you won't be able to auto mount that NTFS partition. So how to do that? How to solve this problem? So if you are able to see the partition in your Linux partition manager or the G disk, then you can issue this command sudo ntfs fix. Then you have to give the path to the NTFS partition, that is /dev/sd4. So here it is telling me refusing to operate on the read write mounted device. So the system, that is the fstep entry of that partition is showing it is a read write kind of partition. So this partition has got read write privileges. So the present user can read write on this partition, but it is not, the system is not able to operate on that mounted device. So I tried 2-3 times. You can see here it is not getting mounted. So what to do? Then I have to check the D message, that is the system log. So system log was telling me read kernel buffer failed, operation not permitted. So what happened is there is some data remaining in the kernel buffer that was to be returned to this partition. So that is pending. So you can see the read kernel buffer is failed. So there are various buffers in the kernel. There are some buffers in the partition of the drive. So those buffers are pending to be returned to the hard disk. So our hard disk cannot be mounted and opened in read write mode. So how to see that? So you can also test if the partition is not sometimes what happens is the NTFS driver, that is the NTFS-3G driver, is not loaded. So you have to check whether the driver is there. So you have to issue this command ls-mode space vertical this symbol is there on your keyboard, then grep NTFS. So it will return the NTFS driver. So NTFS 3rd generation driver is there, and it will return this some value it will return. So this means the NTFS driver is there. So there is no issue with the driver, only the issue is now from the buffer. So how did I clear this issue, you can say the dirty bit issue? So what I did is I rebooted into the Windows system. So I booted in the Windows system instead of Linux. Then I right clicked on the NTFS partition that we see here, that is the SDA4, and then I did a error check. So the error check cleared the error bit or the dirty flag that was there on the partition. So that cleared the dirty flag or the buffer write flag, and the partition was again healthy. And then after doing the error check, I rebooted the system into Linux, and then I was able to access the partition, and I could read or write from that partition, and that is the NTFS partition. So you have to solve your NTFS partition issues like this. So I will now stop the video. See you in the next video with some other functionality of Linux. Bye bye.